guys, I hope you don't mind if I have a little smoke break with y'all, talking about auditing, First Amendment audits. Now, I broached this subject a few months back, and I really wasn't completely informed on what First Amendment audits are. I am now, so I'm going to go over them real quick. Somebody made a comment yesterday on, I think it was another video, or it was my live stream that didn't get saved because YouTube has a tendency to, these are cigars, by the way, Thompson cigars. YouTube has a tendency to not upload your live streams now on the app. Or maybe it's just my channel, I don't know. Maybe they revoked my live stream privileges. But they made the comment of, why go do First Amendment audits at post offices and harass postal workers? And they also said that poster number 7 doesn't say we can go film there. Well, let me knock out a couple of things here. Number 1, yes, poster 7 does say you're allowed public photography. First Amendment audits are not commercial filming, just to let you know. It's a personal social media video blog of sorts, which is non-commercial. So if somebody going out with a camera, whether it be a camera itself or a phone, and filming for the purpose of social media publication, that's not necessarily commercial use. Commercial use would be like if CBS went out, or Tribune Media or Fox Network or somebody like that went out to film for like television or radio broadcast, and they're going to have commercial sponsors who pay for ads, and that's commercial use. Okay, a guy going out with a camera and filming for a First Amendment audit is not commercial use. So all this thing about you have to get permission to come and film, no, I'm not doing this for commercial use. That's what that's for. And poster number 7 says we can do that. Now, as far as harassing postal workers, we're not harassing anybody, people who do First Amendment audits and cop watching. I'm more of a citizen journalist and cop watcher than I am an auditor. I hope nobody's confused in thinking that I claim to be an auditor. I've never claimed to be a First Amendment auditor. I more so claim to be a citizen journalist, but I do cop watching. If I see the police pulled somebody over, or if I see them doing pedestrian checks, they call ped checks here, I will stop and grab my camera to kind of see what's going on, you know, and just make sure that everybody's held accountable. And to tell the story. I mean, it's an interesting story. The community gets to see what goes on in their city, either when they're sleeping late at night or when they're not around. They get to kind of see what's going on around your city. So there is some journalistic purpose there, but it's also to keep everybody accountable. I mean, if they're stopping somebody and searching their pockets just because the guy's wearing baggy pants, and, well, he could be a parolee with drugs in his pockets. Yeah, he could be a citizen walking down the street in the middle of the night. So that's why I'm there with my camera, to do that. So I kind of am a cop watcher and citizen journalist more than I am an auditor. But I digress. Harassing people, harassing the postal workers and stuff, that's not what it's about. Not even, you know, you see people go out and you hear people say, well, you're just out here to get a reaction from the police. Well, if you react, that's your choice. You're an adult. We're all adults. You can't blame somebody with a camera for the way you react. You're reacting the way you're choosing to react as an adult. And First Amendment audit is when you go out and you film somewhere, anywhere, whether it's a government facility, a police station, or a post office, or a water district, or just a business itself, you know. You're on a public sidewalk or in a public access area, public easement. And if they leave you alone and say, oh, they're just filming, they passed the audit. In other words, they allowed you to do your First Amendment constitutionally protected activity. If they come over and say, you can't film, go away, you can't do this, they fail the audit because they did not allow you to continue with the First Amendment constitutionally protected activity. They stopped you from doing that. That's a fail of that audit. You all know what an audit is, right? And when you fail an audit, there are what they call gigs, or for lack of a better term, issues to be resolved. So we have to come back and do an audit and educate you to make sure those issues are resolved. We have to come back and we have to re-audit you. First we have to tell you what you did wrong. We have to try to educate you on First Amendment constitutionally protected activities. Say that 4 times. We have to educate them on that filming in public is a First Amendment right, free speech. And by the way, if I'm a pedestrian walking down the street, so what if it's 1 o'clock in the morning? Stopping me and saying, do you have anything illegal on you, and searching my pockets is a violation of my Fourth Amendment right, unless you can articulate that I've committed a crime or am in the process of about to commit a crime. If you can't articulate a crime other than I'm walking down the street at 1 o'clock in the morning, well, that's suspicious. Well, suspicion is not a crime. Some people have some type of insomnia. They can't sleep. And when you can't sleep, let me tell you, when you can't sleep and you're inside the house, the walls start closing in. They really do. So you have to go outside. Sometimes that's why I drive around at night. It's not just to look for cops to film. It's because I get like insomnia type symptoms, and the walls start closing in. So when I go out and drive around for about 45 minutes or so, it just kind of takes the anxiety off, and I can go back home and go to sleep. As you understand, I have a cold, right, or something. I got something going on in my throat. But so my point is that so what if somebody's walking down the street at 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning? Maybe that person can't sleep. Maybe they have cabin fever in their house and they just want to get out and enjoy the night air, look up at the stars, hear the birds whistling in the trees at 2 in the morning, because they do that. We've got coyotes out here. We're gonna relight that. So that's what a First Amendment audit is making sure that you understand I have a First Amendment right to film in public. And that's what cop watching is. It's keeping everybody accountable. Everybody accountable. What if that pedestrian jumps on that cop and tries to grab his gun, and the cop throws him to the ground and handcuffs him, and the guy complains and says, walking down the street, the cop ran up, grabbed me, threw me on the ground, kicked me, and handcuffed me. My camera will show that, well, you tried to grab his gun first. But what if the guy's just walking down the street and the cop pulls over and says, get your hands on the wall, and searches his pockets? My camera shows that that guy may have had his Fourth Amendment rights violated by just walking down the street. So it keeps everybody accountable. That's what First Amendment audits do. That's what cop watching does. It keeps everybody accountable. That's why I try to film the whole process. What really bugs me too, by the way, some of you auditors out there, is when you flip your video on right as the cop's coming at you and say, look what happened, I was filming in public. We want to know what happened 5 minutes prior to that. So when you get out of your car as you're getting ready to film, show the whole thing, please. Let us know what happened from minute 1 to minute end, not minute 7 to minute end. What happened the 6 minutes prior? But that's what First Amendment auditing is. That's what cop watching is. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. I got to stop this before I have no voice left. What's going on, man? Drink more coffee, I guess. News Now Ukaiba out here to educate you guys. Let me know, and let me know what you want to see. Give me some ideas, guys. Talk to you later.